What's up, guys? Welcome to the Never Sell Out podcast. Today, I got with me, as always, my boy Andrew. But we also got a special guest, Eric, who has been friends with me and Andrew forever at this point.
Yeah.
And today's topic is a very special topic to me. My hoodie can give you an idea of what it is. We're going to talk about zombies. So I hope you guys are ready. You guys ready for this?
Not at all.
I mean, I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, all right, so I'll kick it off. So, like, when everybody's familiar with George Romero on here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For those who don't know who's watching us, George Romero is the godfather of zombies. He created Night of the Living Dead and went on to make 6 amazing zombie movies, in my opinion. And right before he died, he announced his 7th zombie film called Road to the Dead, right? And his son announced a prologue movie to Night of the Living Dead as a love letter to his father called Rise of the Dead. And both movies haven't seen the light of day. Road to the Dead, they made a prequel comic, which I own. It's called Road to the Dead, Highway to Hell. It's basically Mad Max, but with zombies. And they never got to make it. George was never supposed to direct it. Matt Berman, his cinematographer, was supposed to direct it. So I'm not really sure what's happening with that. But Cameron Romero, Cameron Romero has announced some big news with his project Rise, which legal reasons they can't do of the Living Dead, so it's just called Rise. Now, instead of making a movie, he's now turning it into a graphic novel. So I think it's kind of cool because now we get to see that story. We get to see the love letter to his father. It's still in the early stages. Like, I don't think they have written anything or not. Well, I'm sure they wrote it out, but I don't think they've started the artwork or anything like that. He did release a poster. I put it in my Instagram if anybody wants to check it out. My Instagram handle is @jigsaw12693. But yeah, it's something that really excites me. And he said he was kind of cryptic with it, with another message that he has a couple other things in the work. So I don't know if that means he's going to turn the rest of his father's unmade Dead series scripts into graphic novels, or if we're finally going to get these movies. I'm not sure. Either way, I just want to see these stories be finished.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like the whole graphic novel thing sounds really cool to me. I read manga and everything for anime, and so I like reading that type of stuff. I like having the physical representation right there, and that you can see where it comes from when it ends up on the live screen.
Yep.
And I think that's a really unique approach to it, because you see a bunch of zombie movies and TV shows, like there's all these huge ones.
Too many of them. It's oversaturated.
Yeah.
So
right.
I agree. The graphic novel thing would work a lot better. There's a bigger following for that right now, I feel.
Well, he could also use as a proof of concept, right? Like look at The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is arguably the greatest, the biggest show of all time. In my opinion, it's the greatest show of all time. I love it, but that's besides the point. But it started out as a graphic novel. I own all the graphic novels. They're great. And they had it as a proof of concept, right? They already had a following. Yeah. So hopefully Cameron can get a following from Rise and maybe adapt it back to a movie. But even if not, just to get these stories finished by George, it would be amazing. Unfortunately, we lost George, due to cancer, and it sucks. But his son wants to carry his legacy, and I want to see it happen.
It'll happen one way or another.
Yeah, I think that goes back to something that we were talking about last week. How it's easier to get your story across when it's a written form, or if in like a video game or something like that. Yep. It's easier to have a more elaborate story than if you just throw it into a movie or throw it into a TV show right away. You're able to flesh it out and see where it goes, and then take the good parts and put it out there for everyone to see on the screen.
Exactly, and that's kind of my hopes. And what I like about him going the graphic novel way, one, he's basically not stopping, right? He's not going to let not getting the film getting made stop him, right? He just went to a different avenue. Well, now we're dealing with graphic novels. there's no one gonna tell him, oh, that's too violent. He's gonna be able to tell his story. He doesn't have producers or Hollywood cutting his film, and making what they want. We're gonna see what he wants. So to me, that's cool.
No, you bring up a good point right there. I was
'Cause,
actually gonna bring up the same thing actually.
Well, like one of the things is like I love The Walking Dead. I actually have Negan tattooed on my leg. But like there's sometimes I like certain characters and certain storylines more in the comic than I do in the show. Like for instance, the governor. The governor I think is actually one of the best villains of the show, but he was even better in the comic, and he was ruthless in the comic. Like for spoiler alerts, just so you know, it's been out for a while, guys. I hope you read it by now. If you've not, then I'm sorry. But so when Rick meets the governor, he gets his hand chopped off by the governor. The governor chops off his hand. The scene, and then like how like in the show, I don't think Eric, you haven't watched it since like the first season.
I saw the first season, and that's it. I don't care to see the rest of it. It's a spoil away.
And then Andrew, you did see the governor, right?
That was the last season that I watched, was with the governor.
Okay, well, like how like him and Michonne had the conflict, right?
Yeah.
Well, he like brutally tortures her in the book, and like they kind of allude to him raping her.
Right.
So when she gets her revenge, like in this TV show, she hits him in the eye with a friggin' piece of glass. It's a lot worse in the comic. She chops off his arm. She takes his eye out. And this is where it gets rough, guys. So hold on.
I know what I'm holding on to.
his wiener gets nailed to the ground. And then
you can say penis.
His penis gets nailed to the ground, and then she kicks him in the chest. So you can imagine what happens to his ding-a-ling. So it's a lot more graphic. You know what I mean? There's no one telling the writers what they can't do. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Cameron has an option to give us the script that he wants. He doesn't have to dumb it down because of the people funding the film.
Yeah, and that's always the biggest issue when it comes to anything that's overly violent. And when you think of zombies, you think overly violent.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have to put it onto a TV show and they have to get the sponsors to agree, they have to get certain people on board, like they have to dull it down, and they can't do everything that you would actually think would happen in a zombie apocalypse. Like none of this is pretty. Like none of any of a zombie outbreak would ever be pretty in this real life, as we can see from just the coronavirus stuff. Like people go stir crazy when they have to chill in one spot and do everything like differently than their every normal day life. So we would see way worse things than what you're seeing on TV and movies in a zombie outbreak. And
I agree.
And having a graphic novel gives him the chance to do that, and that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to see what his other news is, and his other news might have nothing to do with zombies. So it might have, who knows? But just the fact that we're getting a rise from him through a graphic novel, and it's actually being released by Heavy Metal Magazine, which is kind of cool that they believed in it enough to do this. So I have to thank them, because this is a project I've wanted to see, and I'm hoping, like I said, if Road of the Dead can't get me into a film, just finish the graphic novel. Just give us in a comic, because I just want to see these stories be told.
Right.
So that's like the big thing for me that came out this week. It's been really exciting for me, especially as a zombie fan, someone who's in love with George Romero. I mean, these guys can tell you. Night of the Living Dead was like my go-to movie with Andrew. So
how many times did we watch that? We watched that. It had to have been 50 plus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's been a lot. And then I actually was just on the phone with Eric, and we were talking about quarantine. I was like, Eric, I just keep rewatching Dawn of the Dead over and over again. So.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, I've already gone through the Walking Dead seasons a million times. At this point, my girlfriend told me I need to give it a break, So
Well, I thought it was funny when we were on the phone. You're like, Eric, I don't know. I don't think I can watch any more movies, man.
yeah. Oh my God, I know. Like that, and like
That's
they'll
something.
tell. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
he's
like,
the biggest movie nut I know.
and I going stir crazy up in here, man. I'm about to like, and that's another thing I was thinking. Like, if we're thinking about zombies, right? You think like I remember early on during quarantine. I'm a horror fan. I love zombies. Zombies is probably my favorite genre of horror. Zombies and slashers. Um, I was thinking about like how people have like those underground bunkers, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'd have to risk going out into the world, and because like I don't feel like I'm living right now, just being in my house. Like
Right.
when if you're underground in a bunker bugging out, like and you have 6 months worth of food, could you guys sit 6 months in one spot?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, if it really came down to survival, probably.
Yeah.
I'd probably go crazy like anyone else would, but I'm sure there are reasons to have to go outside for maybe once in a while. I don't know.
Even just for like some fresh air, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like when the worst is at this point where you're not even supposed to leave your area that you're at, only to get like essentials, and then it's raining outside, so it's like
Yeah.
it's even more of a deterrent. Like I don't want to go out there and get wet, like
Yep.
so it's
Yeah,
just like think of that, but you actually can't go anywhere. You're trapped in a bunker.
And I think
good.
I think it, like also to me like the only way you catch me in a bunker is depending on the type of zombie we got.
True.
If it's like the 28 days later infected rage virus or like the remake of Dawn of the Dead, those motherfuckers can run as fast as possible.
You're not seeing me for a long time.
No, I'm underground, and as soon as my food runs out, I'm just gonna cap myself because I'm not dealing with that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, anybody saw the 28 days later when they thumbed the dude's eyeballs out?
Oh God.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. But if it's like
All
Walking
set.
Dead or like Night of the Living Dead zombies, I think I'd be alright.
Just run, climb a
Yeah.
tree.
Well, I live in the suburbs. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I'd be more worried about like you. You live like outside of New York.
Dude, I have a mountain next to my house. Something like that happens, I'm running
That's
up into the mountain into the woods.
Yeah, that's true. Eric's gonna be a wilderness man.
Yeah,
Haven't I always been?
Yeah, well,
That's
actually,
true.
Eric has like in his Jeep. I don't know if it still does, but he has like all this like survival gear in his Jeep.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. What like? Oh, no, it's funny. All right, for those who don't, obviously, no one, unless you know me personally, know this. When I like probably like 5 years ago, maybe I owned a limited edition Walking Dead Tucson.
Yes, you did.
And it came with a zombie survival kit. It came with like MREs, literally bags of water, and like a first aid kit. So I never thought I'd ever have to use it. And then coronavirus happens, and everybody's talking about what type of mask you need. Turns out that mask you needed was in my survival kit.
and 95.
Yeah. So it helped me out. So the zombie survival kit came in handy.
Never think it would, but here you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
man. It's in my
Maybe
car.
Maybe the hoarders are onto something.
Yeah, maybe. Because I tell you what, going to the grocery store is like it's scary, man.
Oh, I hate going. I hate it.
It's so bad.
I hate it on a normal day. Are you kidding me?
Right. Well, no, right before quarantine, like maybe a month before quarantine, I discovered Walmart. You can actually do like a pickup in the car.
Right.
And now they took that away.
Yeah.
I'm like, I finally figured out a way not to enter your store.
But they took it away. That doesn't make any sense.
It's not that they took it away, but like to get a spot, it's like nearly impossible. Like,
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to do that. So like that sucks. I loved it. And then like Amazon, like I order like my like toiletries and like stuff like that from Amazon gets shipped to my house, and now they're sold out because of this crap. So my way of life got screwed.
Yeah, I'll help you out with the whole toilet paper thing. Like, do you guys have anything like a restaurant depot down by you? It's like a big warehouse where all the restaurants like buy their supplies.
Yes.
No, not
I'm
even.
Sure I'm sure we
small.
have something.
Oh, I'm sure. Go to one of them because my mother-in-law actually stopped there, got the giant rolls of toilet paper, like that you find in stalls of like sporting events and all that. So
Like,
I got a stockpile of that, like
Well,
thousands
we
of
actually,
napkins.
yeah, we actually started buying those. Charmin makes those forever rolls, and we started buying them months ago,
Oh, there you
and
go.
and those things rock. But we're starting to run out, and I'm just like, so let me understand.
Yes, go ahead.
So coronavirus, we found out that everyone decided now is the time that they want to learn how to wash their hands,
yeah,
and everyone now decided that they want to wipe their ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what were you doing before? Why is this a thing? Why can't you just
Exactly.
go and get a normal amount of stuff like you would normally do, and everyone would be able to get some?
Dude.
We're greedy
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing. Like, think about it.
and
Think about,
selfish.
well, think about this was really like a zombie apocalypse here. How quick would we fall as a nation?
So fast.
Very
Yeah.
quickly.
I mean, you got people running and getting so much toilet paper, more than they need.
Yep.
Right? Like the whole, like, listen, if everybody actually got what they needed, right? Didn't hoard and stuff, and just stayed home, this would all be done. But the problem is, people take everything, and then it causes more people to go out or go hungry or go without toilet paper, and you're making things worse. We would be so screwed if this was a zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Screwed. We'd be screwed.
100%.
Yeah. And if it, yeah, I mean, oh my god.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, there's so many different options. Like, just let's stick with toilet paper for a second. There's so many different options. Like, yes, you can do the classic like sock or turn a shirt into a rag, but everybody has a
Right.
shower.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I mean? And that's a cleaner way to do it. Because think about it, toilet
Yeah.
paper, you're just smushing it all over you.
Yeah.
See, all the countries that are doing really well are the countries that
With the
have
bidet.
bidets.
Yep. I think we figured it out, boys.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I was like telling Jen, because I don't care if we run out of toilet paper. I'll go in the shower. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
either way, I'll
rinse
find a
it
way
out
to
real
clean
quick.
myself off. Yeah, you'll be
Right.
all right. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, just rinse it real quick. Get like an old hair dryer and just dry yourself off. You're set.
Yeah,
That's
really.
it, man. That's
I
it.
don't see an issue here.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
no
either.
problem.
First, it could be like a couples thing. Hey, babe, hold the hairdryer for me.
Like
I mean, you both got to be there anyway, so
Exactly. Yeah, we're both living with our significant others, so whatever, dude.
we're all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's life with your ladies? Do they hate you yet?
Not sure. I haven't talked to her yet today.
Oh, you in the same house?
Yeah, well, she's been asleep. She just woke up.
Oh.
That's where I ran
think-
off. She knocked on the door. She's like, "Hey, do you have this thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, here."
I thought you literally just like avoid talking to her in your house.
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
No.
sometimes.
How about you?
We're good over here.
You're
we're,
good.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah, I think Jen's starting to slowly hate me. It's getting there. So we'll see. We'll see.
The levels of frustration go up, of course.
Yeah, exactly. So, having to worry about keeping the lights on in our house. We picked a great year to buy our first home.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure.
good.
It's been wonderful.
Gotta start sometime.
Yeah. Why not start before a pandemic? Hey,
I
by
don't
the
see
way,
anything going wrong with that.
yeah.
No.
Hey, by the way, guys, you're not gonna work, and you still gotta pay your bills. Thank you.
Were they able to like defer like mortgage payments or anything like that, or?
They offer it, but here's what they're offering. It's they'll forgive you for 3 months, and then you owe them $4,000.
Okay.
So if I don't have $4,000 now, I'm not gonna
How are
have
you
that.
gonna get it?
Yeah, so we're just
Exactly.
it's more feasible to just pay it.
Right.
So so we're just gonna pay. I mean, we're fine. I mean, I'm being over dramatic. We're perfectly fine. My girl's she's a saver. So we're all right. It's me.
Someone's got to be.
Yeah, I buy action figures and.
Dude, it's the same in
movies.
my house. She's the saver. I'm the idiot.
Yeah, I just buy the dumbest stuff you can think of, like this stuff. Like after I buy it, I'm like, I don't even know I bought this, but is done now.
Yep.
You know,
You
and
know?
I have bought so many zombie action figures. It's not even funny, dude. I have a pretty good Walking Dead collection now. I just found out that World War Z had figures. I bought 2 of them, and then I finally completed my my NECA Dawn of the Dead collection. So quarantine's been pretty awesome
Yeah.
Nice.
as far as collecting goes.
No issues on that front.
Yeah.
So did you guys play Call of Duty Zombies when that was a big thing at all?
Oh, you mean back when it first came out?
Yeah, like then like I played it. I started playing it when it came out in Black Ops, the original Black Ops.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
And
when I was
then-
playing mostly.
And then Black Ops 2 came out and they expanded on it, and that's when I played the most zombies I've ever played in my entire life.
I watched you play it.
Yeah, you did?
That's about it. I'm terrible at video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sucked at zombies, so I would play sometimes, but then right around Black Ops 2, I'm like, screw this.
Yeah, you're not really good at video games either, right?
It depends on the game. It really does depend.
Right.
I wanted to get into like the Call of Duty zombies, but I don't want to buy Call of Duty. I just want to buy the zombie part. But I don't
Yeah,
know if it's
that
possible.
would have been cool if they let that happen, but they never ended up doing that. There were always rumors that they were going to come out with a standalone, like all the zombies maps that ever came out onto one individual game, but they never did.
I heard it's fun as hell.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
no,
fun.
it's super fun.
Especially when you got like a good group of friends playing with each other. Like that's when you're gonna have the best time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see that'd be fun.
We held a world record for a little bit when it first came out in
Yeah.
Black Ops 2.
Really?
Yeah, we were ranked. I think I was ranked in the top 20 in the world for
Wow.
a certain amount of time. And
That's
then
awesome.
and then we ended up playing other things and fell off. But they actually had a map in that you would have loved. Now I'm going to look it up so I know all the details.
Nice.
It was called Call of the Dead.
George made it, wasn't George a part of it?
Yeah, he had a cameo.
That's fucking awesome.
Let me see because they had a bunch of different people. Yeah, so they had Sarah Michelle Gellar was one of the characters.
Buffy.
Robert Englund.
Okay, Freddie, my boy.
Danny Trio.
Oh hell yeah!
Yes.
And Michael Rooker all had their
Damn,
Nice.
that's sick, dude. So you got Michael Rooker from The Walking Dead. You got Danny Trejo, who's in pretty much everything. You got friggin' Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and then you said, Robert Englund, who's like my idol in friggin' life. I finally got to meet that man. He's amazing. And then you got George. I mean, that's
Right.
sick. So what are they? Are they like the characters you play?
Yeah. So the whole premise of the I'll call it an episode, but it was a map. Basically, they were on a movie script. Like they were all on a movie scene, shooting a movie, and George was the director. And then they're all shooting a scene, and then all of a sudden George like turns into a zombie, and so you're playing as the 4 other characters fighting away the hordes of zombie and trying to beat George, and it was a lot of fun.
That sounds freaking awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch a Let's Play of that.
Yeah, because
I'll send it to you. I just found that, and I found him in the studio doing the recordings for it.
Yeah, send them to me, man. Send them to me.
Yeah, they had a lot of really cool things. So one of the biggest things in the Call of Duty Zombie series was they had a main story. So like there was an overarching story throughout the whole thing. So how the whole zombie outbreak happened in that game, it actually started in Call of Duty World at War. They had like a side, like very small zombie mode. And essentially what happened was the Nazis actually created they discovered the zombie gene. And then that's how the outbreak happened, because one of the Nazi scientists wanted to kind of take over the world with it. So that's what he tried to do. And then they gathered a bunch of like super soldiers from different like different countries. So there was a United States guy, there was a Russian guy, and then there was a Japanese guy, and they all are the characters that you play going forward, and the story evolves from there. It's really cool.
Goddamn Nazis, man.
You know?
Well, it's funny you bring that up, man. Have you guys seen Overlord?
Not yet. I'm seeing
No.
it on every streaming service though, so I should be watching it.
Well, it's Nazi zombies.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, it's produced by J.J. Abrams, and it's so good. And Andrew's like telling me this story, and I'm like, I feel like I just saw that, like in Overlord. Like the Nazis make it. Like they're like not your typical zombies, they're more like superhuman zombies, but
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Yeah, maybe that's where they got the J.J. Abrams got the inspiration from.
More than likely, because literally everything Andrew was saying, I'm like, I zoomed out for a second. I was like, whoa, he's telling me about Overlord. That's a good movie. You guys need to watch Overlord. You guys want to find a really fun like zombie flick? Overlord.
Right.
You know, because like it's like that. You know, what was that, World War II? You know, it's awesome. The opening scene is sick, dude. Sick. I got your text.
All right.
Cool. I'll watch that.
Yeah, check that out later.
Yeah, definitely. I love anything zombies. That sounds so cool, man. Why don't they just release it as like a small like, I don't know, like on a marketplace, like a small like video game of it. Like I don't know why Call of Duty just doesn't do that.
I think it's an issue of like they don't see as much of the player base playing it to justify them doing it.
Well, it's also because like the zombie craze of like the last decade, like that was also around when it came out too. Like you had Left 4 Dead, you had
Right.
That was a good game.
Yeah, great game. Yeah.
Left 4 Dead was fun as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah, that was fun, dude. This friggin' like the crying witch, man. Woo. She was the worst. She was the worst.
And you'll never have a Left 4 Dead 3 because Valve doesn't know how to make third parts.
Man,
they don't.
You know, it sucks, man. I've been dying for a game like Left 4 Dead. That's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was on Steam a few days ago, like checking it out, just see what's big on there. Like Left 4 Dead 2 is still pretty big on Steam right now. Like Andrew, you're probably on more than I am. Like you probably see it often on there.
Well, one of the cool things about, because it's Steam and it's owned by Valve, who makes Left 4 Dead,
true,
is they have
always gonna be on.
Yeah, they have an entire bundle where you can buy all the Valve games, which include Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, Half-Life, Portal, Counter-Strike. All of those games are included in the bundle. It's only like $50 and it's like 20 games or 30 games.
True.
And so Left 4 Dead is just a huge cult classic when it comes to the video game world. Is like people who love that game will go and play it still because it's just so good. And from my understanding and what Valve has come out and said was that there is no plan for a third one.
I don't get it, man. But like it's such like it had to make the money to warrant a third game.
I mean, praise died down, and at this point,
it's gonna pick back up though.
Yes, it's gonna kick back up, but like the fan base just isn't there anymore. I don't think a lot of them like outgrew it. I don't know.
So the idea and kind of what they're doing with Half-Life at this point is the newest Half-Life game is a virtual reality game. So essentially what the thought is that Left 4 Dead, the new game, if they come out with a new game, it's not going to be called Left 4 Dead 3. It's just going to be like Left 4 Dead, some other name, but it's going to be a virtual reality game. Because that's what Valve's putting all their effort into is virtual reality.
I don't know. Like I'm not into the whole virtual reality craze, man. I get motion sickness playing, games on a console. Like I'm not into the whole virtual reality thing, man. I don't think I can get into that.
Yeah, it's not for me either. Like I'd prefer to play my games how I normally do.
Yeah.
But for them, they see it as their next evolution because they've always been at the forefront and trying to do the newest thing, and no one's actually fully tackled the virtual reality game market. So you get a big company like Valve that makes billions of dollars just sitting there doing nothing, then you have them backing it. Then you're going to get all these other developers who are going to do it, and then that market's just going to blow up.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, because the zombie craze, like I won't be shocked, like when you said like they will do like a version of it, because the zombie craze is going to pick back up after quarantine. You know how many filmmakers right now are writing scripts for coronavirus zombie films?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Makes sense for me.
It's gonna blow up, and there's already like some zombie movies that are coming out sometime this year. Like Zack Snyder, who directed Dawn of the Dead, the remake, he's actually making a for Netflix Army of the Dead, which he hasn't said if it was a sequel to it or not. But when Dawn of the Dead came out, it was a huge hit. There was actually a script for a sequel called Army of the Dead. Now it looks like Netflix got their hands on it, and they said that he said that he has no handcuffs. They gave him 100% to do what he wants. And
Nice.
actually, it was funny. I was at a casino for a horror convention. They were filming Army of the Dead while I was there.
Really?
Yeah, because the whole premise of the movie is a group of mercenaries going in and pulling off a heist in a casino in Vegas. Now they used Atlantic City for the interior of the film.
Obviously, it's cheaper. That's probably why.
Yeah, and it's already abandoned. Like there's only a couple things open in that hotel. It just happened to have the horror convention going on. So Zack Snyder and Dave Bautista and all these other people were around there filming for Army of the Dead.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's going to be a Netflix. I'm looking forward to that. But like, yeah, we're going to see a huge boom in zombie films after this, and even probably video games, TV, like Sci-Fi just ordered a 10-episode series for Day of the Dead, which is another. It's one of those properties of George Romero's that people just keep getting a hold of it and just ripping it to shreds. And actually, George Romero's production company came out and like basically said they have nothing to do with that.
Right.
With that series. So I don't know. They want no parts of it, which I don't blame them. Day of the Dead's such a classic, and now they're making it into a TV series. I mean, I'm obviously going to check it out because I'm a zombie guy, and I'm a sucker for it. So I'm going to check it out. So that got greenlit. Fede Alvarez, who directed Evil Dead, the remake, is actually currently working on a coronavirus zombie movie.
No kidding.
Yeah. So like, there's a few things in the works. I mean, like I said, you're gonna see a lot of different zombie stuff popping up. The craze is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the Evil Dead remake.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but it was like it was the last movie to actually kind of scare me a little bit. It was mostly like the visual effects were done so well. It was just eerie and creepy. That's what got me.
Yeah, I mean, like the original is out of the whole franchise. The original is my favorite. Then after the original, I really loved Army of Darkness. Then Evil Dead, then Evil Dead 2, and then the remake. So, but like, I just think that's such a solid franchise. And then Ash vs. Evil Dead is a great show. If you guys ever watched that, it's like definitely like back to like, it's definitely back to like the funny. You know, obviously Bruce Campbell kills it. So like that's a great series. But even that got canceled, man. That sucks too. I met the Ted Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother. He played Ted, and he actually did in Evil Dead 2. He was Harriet.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that before. Sounds familiar.
And then I met Dana DiLorenzo, who's in Ash vs. Evil Dead. She plays Kelly, and it was really funny. I had them sign my poster, and Ted signed it first, and he signed right over Dana's face. So it was really funny. So they were at the next table, and she was talking so much shit to him for signing over. And they literally, on my poster that they signed, they have like little comments to each other. Like she's like, you motherfucker, side of my face. Like It's just really funny. It's so funny, and it just shows you like the type of people that are involved in Evil Dead. They're just funny people. And she first off, both of them are great, but she's one of the coolest people to ever meet at a convention. I mean, she is funny as hell. If you go on my Instagram page, you'll see like the pictures with me and her. And she's super funny. I mean, she took a picture. She's like punching me in the stomach. So like they're funny people. You could tell that the Evil Dead franchise, especially from like the Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and Ash vs. Evil Dead, it's all like they do the comedy horror so well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Which one is your favorite, Eric? Isn't Evil Dead 2 your favorite?
Evil Dead 2, yeah. I just love the comedy in it, but also like it's just brutal.
Yeah.
It's just a brutal
so
movie.
Good. Yeah. What about you, Andrew? Do you have a favorite in the franchise?
In Evil Dead?
Yeah.
I think I've only seen the remake, honestly.
Oh,
really?
I haven't made you watch it when we were younger, Evil Dead?
You might have, but you made me watch a lot of movies, Nick. I can't remember all of them.
I used to like make Andrew watch like any horror movie I had. You know, like we gotta watch this, man. Yeah, seriously, man. I mean, like I would, like, was it used to that we watched that video game movie, Stay Alive,
yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
at least it was me.
I don't think I was there for that. No.
Okay, so it was Casey then who was with us.
Yeah,
and
Casey.
Remember there was a part on the DVD where you could like play the game.
Yeah.
And like Casey was shitting himself because I died in the game, but you're supposed to die. That's the whole point of it. He was so afraid that fucking girl was gonna come in and kill us.
See, I saw that movie years later when remember when Movie Stop was still around? You and me after school, we used to spend like $10 to get like 3 or 4 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me to buy that. I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. And then I watched
to know Nick by name.
I wasn't big on it.
Anytime Nick walked in, they're like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna get a bunch of movies out of this guy."
Yeah. What I would do is Eric actually hooked me up on this, but my mom would give me $20 every week for lunch for school. So instead of me using that to actually buy lunch, I bought a movie, and then Eric would give me fries.
Yeah, that's how it ended up being. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because like fries,
the
like
other way around. Me, like, yo, you got a nickel?
Yeah.
Just so I could get my reduced lunch.
Yeah. And Eric would like fries like free with his meal. So he'd be like, "Here, man, you want it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So like Eric basically like fed me quite a few weeks in school. Like at the time,
years in school. You kidding me?
Yeah. Because at the time, like I wasn't a fat ass, so like I didn't have to eat all the time. Like I could literally eat that thing of fries and that'd be good for the day. Now I can't live on that now.
No.
Hey Eric, you might want to switch your microphone. I think it started using your headphone microphone.
I think that's what I've been using the whole time, actually.
The audio started getting worse, so I think it switched.
All right, how would I fix that exactly?
Next to the microphone on Zoom, there's a little up arrow.
Okay.
And then you should be able to select a microphone if you have multiple.
All right, so same as system default mic, built-in mic.
I think you're using the built-in mic, or no, that's what you're using now. So try the other one.
All right, so how about that one?
Keep talking.
La 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 la.
I think that's a little bit better, maybe.
A little better, yeah.
He sounds fine on my end.
Okay, yeah, it just sounded like you were underwater for a little bit.
Yeah, my mic might not have been near my my mouth anyway. It's the one I have at the moment.
Yeah, that's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. So if any
Sorry,
of you guys
audio producer here.
If any of you guys ever had a movie stop, like that place was heaven for me, man. Heaven. I got so many movies there. So many movies. Mm-hmm. I didn't care about spending my lunch money.
So you had Movie Stop, I had GameStop.
Yep. Eric had whatever I took him to.
Yep.
I went to both at that time.
Yeah.
I was in the middle.
Yeah, because they were right down the in the same shopping center. So.
Yeah. Yep. And then me and Eric would then go to the McDonald's, and I would give him a stack of quarters, and he would go in and get us $1 burgers.
The guy, it was always the same guy. He knew me as the quarter man. That's what he called me.
Yeah.
What would I walk in with like $10 worth of like quarters?
Because I always had like change, because like I hate stuff in my pockets. I'd always stick my change in my center console. I still do, and I just had like a really crazy amount of quarters. And me and Eric would literally go ghost hunting in a cemetery, and then go buy cheeseburgers because we wanted to be like Sam and Dean from Supernatural.
Not just that, but we were poor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
And
high school kids. So yeah.
Yeah.
No
and doubles
jobs.
were the best back then.
Oh hell yeah! I still eat them to this day, man. When I go to McDonald's, I get a McDouble before I even get any other type of burger. It's my go-to.
That's what if I still got fast food, that's what I would choose first. That and a McChicken and fries, make a McDank. You're good.
McDank. Would you give up fast food, Morley?
Yeah, a while ago.
Man. What are you eating now?
Whatever I buy.
Ah, look at you, Mr. Healthy Man.
No, it's saving money mostly.
Yeah, Andrew went vegan.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did.
Nice.
Eric can't go vegan. He would miss out on his all-meat sandwiches.
Well, let's not forget about the midnight sacrifices, too.
Yeah, that's true, too.
I mean, that's kind of not vegan at all.
Yeah, you can't be in a part of a satanic cult and be a vegan. It's just,
it's not a satanic cult. I just do it just because I get bored at midnight every night.
Well,
conflict of interests.
Yeah.
Helping the population density of rabbits.
Yeah. How's your diet been going now that you're stuck at home? Has it been harder to do the vegan?
No. As long as we get to the store, we're perfectly fine. Like we just make the same, like whatever we feel like making at the time. It actually is way better to go to Trader Joe's now because of the quarantine, because there's less people in there, and Trader Joe's has a lot of like vegan friendly options. So, so it's a lot better actually.
What would like a normal like couple meals be for you then?
We can cook up. Depends on what we buy, but like they make like vegan chicken, like chickenless chicken and stuff like that you can cook up. So like what we usually do is we'll make like some sort of pasta dish and then like a curry. And then we also get like the Beyond Burgers. So we definitely don't struggle in the food department.
That's good.
Very good.
Yeah, it's not like what most people think, where you're just sitting there eating kale or like lettuce or something. Although I do enjoy kale and lettuce, but
I do not like kale.
You have to do it right. So like,
how do you do it right?
So kale is very bitter. So what you want to do is you want to wash it very thoroughly, and then you want to coat it in something that's like a sweeter type, like an Italian dressing or something. And you do that as long as you do that, and like as long as it's cleaned right, you should be fine. But if you're just like running it underwater for like a second, it's not going to do anything. You're just going to taste like you're eating grass.
That's how I felt when I ate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my diet is pretty much whatever's in my freezer I'm going to eat, because I don't want to go to the store, So, and then we like do like DoorDash and Grubhub, but I'm mad at Grubhub right now because I ordered Cold Stone and they canceled my order, so
that sounds like
them
Grubhub
anymore.
Yeah,
they're the worst, dude.
I hate relying on any of those services because they're usually a ripoff to begin with.
Oh yeah, you're overspending just to have someone drop something off to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not just the delivery fee. You have a delivery fee, which is usually something like $4 or $5. Then you feel obligated to tip the guy because, I mean, you have to, because they're not making a lot of money doing the delivery.
No.
And then the food prices are actually usually more expensive through those services than they are because they're getting money on top of what they're spending at the restaurant. So it's like, it's crazy. And that's why we usually don't do it.
That's why I never tried any of them.
Yeah, like I'll actually do for where we live, like we have a bunch of places around us, and if they do Grubhub, I usually just do pickup and then I walk there, because it usually if you do pickup, they don't have that extra charges on top of it. It's usually the same price.
Yeah, you actually, everything where you're at's in walking distance.
Yeah.
Andrew lives in a college town, so it's like, everything's right there. It's nice.
Lucky you.
Exactly.
I like that pizza place, bro. That pizza place was good where we went to.
Yeah, they're closed down right now. They're not even doing takeout.
Damn.
Oh wow.
So have you ordered out at all during this, Eric, or you just been like?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we've ordered a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all the pizza places up here still open. We went to some like little restaurant in the middle of our town for pickup. Got like different little like sandwiches and stuff. Like her grandma bought us a dinner platter 2 days ago. It was like a 4-person meal.
Nice.
So, like we've been ordering out, but we're trying to just stick to what we have.
Yeah. Has any of
As
you
much
guys
as
put
you
on
can.
weight? Have anybody put on weight here since quarantine?
I'm sure I have. I just
Yeah.
I don't notice changes in myself, so I don't know.
Yeah. I weigh myself every day because like I've lost like 20 pounds. So I'm like I'm like it's like OCD. I have to weigh myself at night and in the morning. And I put on 5 pounds, but it's not like a big deal. Like I'll be able to get it off like once the life goes back to normal. But yeah, I'm like maintaining that like 5 pound weight.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm about the same as I was. At first I actually lost weight.
Yeah.
I went down like 5 pounds, but now I went back up like 3 or 4. So I'm pretty much the same weight as when I started all this. It hasn't really affected me too much.
The problem is like you're so bored, like all you want to do is eat. Like at least that's
Yeah,
my
like
problem.
snack on something. Yeah.
Yeah.
The food's been my big thing, but like, see, if I was drinking more, I would definitely be putting on some weight, definitely.
Yeah.
But like, I'm
Yeah,
surprised I'm not drinking as much as I would be.
Yeah.
I don't drink, so
Fair enough.
not too much anymore.
I'm more of an occasional drinker now, but like when this was going on, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go get a case and I'll get like 2 bottles. I'll be fine throughout this whole thing. Barely touched the bottles. Had maybe like, I don't know, almost half of the case of beer. So like, I'm fine.
You're probably not doing it because it's probably not fun.
It's not that it's not fun. It's just I don't feel like being hammered every day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
it's understandable.
We weren't like drinking that much to begin with for a while now. Like we'll go out occasionally and have like a crazy night or something, but
yeah, you deserve to every now and again.
But like usually just like maybe once or twice a week I'll make like a drink, and it's usually right after work, and I'm like, all right, I need this.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't drink, but sitting at home, man, makes you want to
do everything.
You're like, I will do anything to make this enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, like I'm almost done The Sopranos. I'm almost done that, and then I don't know, man. I'm so bored of TV. Like, I started playing Minecraft last night.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I'm building like a city in the sky.
Nice.
So my big thing right now is trying to find a way to get grass to grow up there. So I had to build this giant dirt staircase
of dirt, yeah.
But it takes forever for the grass to grow to get up there. So that's been my struggle for the past night. But other than that, it's just been boring. Trying to find stuff, like go through like my movie collection. If anybody ever sees me keep looking over here, I have a big wall of movies. So like I'm like I got Overlord, and I'm like looking and seeing the spine of it. So like I'm going through my movie collection, trying to watch things that I bought that I maybe haven't watched. But then I still find myself watching the same crap.
Yeah, I'm still catching up on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
And playing Assassin's Creed, which I have updates for you on word around the water cooler for the new one that's going to come out.
What is it?
So they're thinking it's going to be Viking era.
Yo,
about time.
Did you guys? If you guys watch the show Vikings, that's why I'm real excited because that shit's great, dude.
No, I haven't watched Vikings. I heard it's pretty good, but there's also an anime that's pretty decent that came out last year. What's that even called? Vinland Saga.
Okay.
That's really cool, and like what they're expecting is it's going to be a pretty big map that you can travel basically the whole like northern part of England, like that whole Nordic area.
So like all the Scandinavian countries and all that.
And then like even down to like France you can travel to probably.
Cool.
So they're thinking it's going to be a huge map, and obviously you're going to be a Viking and have the big ship, because one of the thing that they do in the newer games is they always have like some sort of naval combat, and who better to do that for than the Vikings.
Yeah. Dude, that's awesome. That's gonna be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gotten to that before. So I kind of fell out of it for a while. Then I saw they did Egypt, and then I fell out again.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about it last week because I'm playing the newest one, which is Ancient Greece.
Okay.
Around the time, I think it's like 700 or 800 BC. So it's like right now in the game, my character, I'm about to compete in the Olympics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was funny because I'm trying that my character is he was born in Sparta and he's a descendant of Leonidas.
Oh, no.
And so me and my mom in the game are trying to get our citizenship back, and they want me to bring their champion to the Olympics. Well, when we pick him up, he's drunk as shit. And so we land on the dock, and he's like hanging out. He's like, yeah, woo, Sparta. Yeah, I'm going to win. And then he comes over to me and tries to give me a hug, and my character moves, and he falls off the dock, and a shark eats him.
What a way to go.
Right.
Yeah. So now I get to compete in it. So
there you go.
What about you, Eric? What has been your go-to for quarantine? What's been keeping you occupied?
Honestly, I've just been researching a lot of like historic events lately.
Yeah.
It's been my main thing. Like been looking back more into like different wars that aren't really talked about, like the Barbary Wars, which that actually happened in the early 1800s at the same time as War of 1812. We were basically at war with Arabian pirates for 5 years.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, just stuff like that. And been trying to figure out who the most badass American in history ever was.
John Wayne.
Well, it depends.
No, not
depends on depends on the definition of badass and what.
Just a general badass. Like I've thought of like you guys remember John Brown from history class, the abolitionist?
Yeah, yep.
That took over Harper's Ferry and failed. Yeah. Like he's on there, and then John Paul Jones. You guys ever hear of that guy?
Vividly. I don't. What has he done?
From the Revolution. He was a Scottish. He's basically like the godfather of the Navy. He used to like steal ships and go to different towns like all over the UK and Ireland. Take the ships back to France. All that. Like he was just a nutcase. He used pirate tactics to ruin cities and all that. He's pretty cool, interesting guy.
Yeah.
Like to the point like he's the background on my phone.
So I guess that's who you decided on then. If he's
just my favorite.
The background, I mean, come on, I mean something.
Nah, he's just my favorite. Like I'm trying to narrow it down to like 10 different dudes. There's also that guy that The Revenant is based off of, that movie.
Right.
The Leo.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that super boring movie.
Yeah, that movie was boring as hell.
I never watched it. I just knew who it was about.
Yeah. The only part that was cool is when he gets attacked by the bear. After that, it's a snooze fest.
Well, that I've seen. I had somebody who's like, "Oh, you got to see how crazy and brutal it is." Not really that brutal. I'm sure if I was in the situation, I'd be terrified.
Well, it's like funny. Like I love when people like come to us because like obviously Eric, me and you are horror fans.
Yeah.
And like people are like, "Oh, you got to see this. This movie's so brutal." I'm like, is it though? Because
by what definition?
Yeah, like what are you comparing it to? Because there's some movies in the horror genre.
Dead Alive.
Yeah, or like
Dead Alive. I mean, one of the most gory movies ever.
Yeah, I mean, even like some of the more extreme horror films. Even though we haven't watched them, but like you got like films out there like a Serbian film.
Yeah.
The most brutal movie ever made, and then you got like films like Martyrs.
Martyrs, I was about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that you got Inside. Like there's some Frontier. You got some pretty brutal movies out there. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But then it's like funny when someone's like the bear scene. It's super brutal. I'm like, that's like nothing, bro. Or even like, have any of you guys watched The Terrifier yet?
Not yet. No, with Art the Clown, right?
Yeah, there's a death scene in that. That's pretty.
I know the death scene you're talking about, though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
I won't spoil it for anybody, but I think it's the one where he's like, kind of like,
yep,
all right.
Yep. And then there's a similar scene. Did you guys ever see Bone Tomahawk?
No.
Eric, you should watch it. You'd actually really like it. So it's like It's like a western, right?
Okay.
Sid Haig's actually in it for a bit. Kurt Russell's the star, and they fight like Indians.
Ooh.
And there's a death in that scene. There's a death in that movie that's gonna hurt you
It's
so
gonna
bad
hurt me.
because you're a
Okay.
man.
Oh boy.
And it's like there's the two scenes that get talked about. It's the Terrifier,
Mm-hmm.
and then the one from Bone Tomahawk. I don't know which one's worse, but like
Writing that down, Bone Tomahawk.
yeah, dude, it's a phenomenally good movie, but that scene's rough. It's rough.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean you see like people getting scalped and stuff. Like it's a good movie, man. Brutal.
I might find a new phobia then. Like, I don't know if you're the same with me on this, but like, do you have like certain things in movies that you see that kind of like skeeve you out? Like for me, like if I see nails getting ripped or like needles in eyes or like hair getting pulled, that kind, or teeth, like that kind of stuff is like, ugh. I can watch someone get disemboweled all day.
Yeah, there's there's one movie that comes to mind that made me like, like it's probably not even that bad, but Hostel 2, when the girl's hanging upside down and she's scraping the Sith on her skin.
Oh.
That scene just like skeeves me out like horribly, man. Like that's like, I guess that would be a phobia, like scraping against the skin, but like that scene, like I don't like it.
I hear that.
Yeah, like that was the.
I'll say anything that has to do with like going into an eye or anything like that usually gets to me. Don't know why, I just don't like it.
Yeah, I mean I can't say like any eye moments have ever made me like uneasy, because a lot of times like it's like the special effects kind of cheesy, so it kind of takes it out of it. Like I just watched Zombie, it's like the unofficial sequel to Dawn of the Dead, an Italian horror film.
Right.
And there's a scene where a girl gets a piece of wood in her eyeball, and it's a pretty famous scene. Actually, one of the Blu-ray covers actually has it. But it didn't really do anything for me because the eye looked fake.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but if it's like real, I mean, yeah, it probably would affect me. Like, if there's a scene it doesn't really affect me, but there's a scene in Fear the Walking Dead season 3 where the woman sticks a spoon.
Oh, like scoops out the eye.
Yeah, and that was a little rough because like she's not like taking it out. It's like the anticipation of her like, and then you're sitting there like, oh my freaking eye hurts now. Like,
Right.
there's some certain scenes that like that like that affects you, it's not happening. Like the Bone Tomahawk scene, that was rough.
Yeah.
Or like nails. Like if people's nails like break off or something,
like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, that was it's like that's that one's pretty brutal. Like seeing that. Well, it's not brutal, but it's pretty tough to watch.
Yeah.
I think when I first started, it bugged me, but now I'm like so like desensitized to it, like it doesn't affect me anymore.
Yeah.
Evil Dead, the remake, had some scenes like that were kind of like, when the girl's like laying her face off. Because that looked real. Like the effects of that movie look real as hell. Like
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like that's why that movie freaked me out so much. Everything looked too real.
Yeah, and it's like like that movie, I would say probably would get me close to cringing. The opening scene of the girl getting like lit on fire, that one was like that was tough because like that's like a fear of mine, like death by fire. Because that's a horrible way to go.
It is.
So like that type of scenes like I don't like watching, like that stuff bugs me. But then there's like movies like I stay away from, like I don't like the revenge genre because I don't like seeing women being raped. Like that's
right.
Like, I don't watch any of this type of movies. Like
I don't watch that either.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've never seen any of the I spit on my graves. Like they're like, oh, the revenge part's so good, but I can't get past the first 20 minutes of it. Like no, so. Like I remember I saw the girl with the dragon tattoo when that came out, and there was a scene like that in that movie, and I was getting so enraged. I felt like I was gonna break my girlfriend's hand. I was holding her hand at the time. I was getting so mad. I can't handle that stuff because like, that's too real. That happens. It's too real. I can deal with zombies and guys in leather masks, you shoot them in the face 100 times and they somehow live, or you take dry balls out and somehow the next day they have eyes. Because that's like it's like supernatural. You know what I mean? Like I could deal with that, but like when movies get to like to that point with like if it being real, like I can't handle that.
No, I hear that. I get it.
Yeah.
But I do understand the argument of the revenge part being the actual reward of the movie. Like, there's something about seeing a badass chick just kicking ass and killing a bunch of people.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I could get past those scenes, yeah, it'd be awesome. But I feel like, in my opinion, there's probably in my opinion, there's probably better ways to portray women empowerment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, why does a girl have to get humiliated by men? Like to become empowered. You know what I'm saying?
So it's the social norm. It's what society sees.
Like that's why I don't like those type of movies too, because like a lot of people it's very important for women, but there's probably better ways to go about it. They don't have to get battered by men these horrendous ways to show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I'm fine with watching Kate Beckinsale shoot up some friggin' werewolves, and I think she's powerful. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's just not my thing. It's too real for me. I avoid those type of movies. And if I even suspect it will be in those movies, I stay away from them. It's too real for me.
Fair enough.
I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's nice, watching zombie films. I don't think there's any that I've really seen that has anything like that. Off the top of my head, if it did, it obviously wasn't long enough to affect me.
Yeah.
See, there's the tie back. There's the tie back.
See, zombie film, son.
Always comes back around.
So, what is your guys' favorite zombie film of all time?
Ooh.
Mine's easy. I Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
Seen it too many times for it to not be my favorite.
That's definitely up there for me, but honestly, I like Land of the Dead just because how fun of a movie it is.
It's fun. It is fun. See, my favorite, and it's the same as Andrew's. Now, when me and Andrew talk about Night of the Living Dead, it's the remake, the Tom Savini remake, but it was produced by George. Obviously, the script. But it was actually the first zombie movie I've ever seen, and this is back when VHS was still around, and I asked my mom to pick up the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake for me at the store. And when I came home from school, she's like, I couldn't find the remake, but I got you this. And it was the Night of the Living Dead remake VHS. And I was like, okay, because I was aware of the film, and I actually did it. I thought it was for a while, maybe the first couple of viewings, I didn't think it was a remake. I thought it was the original, but just they colored it. I didn't really know. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was a remake at the time. So I watched it, and I fell in love with that movie. I mean, so much. When I met Tony Todd, I told him how much that movie impacted me. That's what started my love of zombies. 2003 is when my love of zombies happened, and I couldn't stop watching them at that point. And then then when the remake of Dawn of the Dead came out, they re-released the original, and I got to see the original and the remake, and I couldn't get enough of zombies.
Right.
So that movie's that's near and dear to my heart. That's not only one of my favorite zombie movies, that it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Because it has such a significant impact on me. And there's certain moments I remember as a zombie fan that impact me. Night of the Living Dead was a big one. The remake of Dawn of the Dead was a big one. And then I remember watching the first episode of The Walking Dead. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was I thought it was a movie.
I was there with you that night because we were watching the premiere of it.
Yeah, and I thought it was a movie. I kept seeing the advertisement for The Walking Dead, and I was like, oh, there's a new zombie movie, and I had no idea it was gonna be a TV series. And when I watched that first episode, I was like, damn, and it was hooked. I was hooked, man. I mean, I was so in love that we get to see a zombie story continue. And I watched. I read an interview with Robert Kurtzman, who made The Walking Dead, and he said that what inspired him is, what if Dawn of the Dead never ended? And I was like, yeah, okay, like that makes sense, and that's like, it's just so cool to see like the progression of a world in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like the first couple seasons are survival. It's like they're on the road, they're having a hard time staying stationary. Then they finally find a sanctuary, Alexandria, and then they find that people want what they have. So then they go to war. Now they're established, and then they find that people walk with the dead. They wear the faces of the dead and walk with us. Now it's a whole nother, and a whole nother like scenario. And that's what's kind of cool with The Walking Dead. To me, it doesn't get stale because I like the progression of the world. Because I love zombie films and zombies so much. It's so cool to see. Like, what would happen if Dawn of the Dead continued? Where did they go in that helicopter at the end of Dawn of the Dead? Or like, I mean, I know the remake shows you what happened in Dawn of the Dead. All those people died on that island during the ending credits. But like, what if Night of the Living Dead didn't end? And when he said that, it was like, yeah, like it clicks with me. Like, oh yeah, that is why I love it, because it's a film that just doesn't end.
Right.
Each season. Go ahead.
It's unlimited possibilities with that one beginning, and then it's sprouts everything that has become since then, and that's cool, and it's cool to see different people's take on it. It's cool to see different people's ideas on what a zombie outbreak would actually look like. And I think that's really unique, that it can all start from just something that inspired everyone.
Yeah. And that just shows you like how powerful like George Romero was, as an artist. Like I met John Russo. I never got the chance to meet George. I didn't go to conventions at the time when he was, alive. But I met John Russo. John Russo co-wrote Night of the Living Dead with him. And now when I met him, I was like, how does it, like, you guys started the genre. Like, who would have thought that these two guys is writing a movie and then making it for like no money would start such a revolution? And then to see like it progress, like Tom Savini did all the makeup effects for Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, went on to remake Night of the Living Dead with George's blessing. George asked him to do it because of a copyright infringement. They wanted to remake and actually hope they get the money they should have made on the original. Yeah. And then you got Greg Nicotero, who started out with Day of the Dead. He actually acted in Day of the Dead. He did the makeups with Land of the Dead. And now he's the executive producer, the best director of The Walking Dead.
Nice.
So that's like the way I kind of look at it, like with guys like Savini and especially Nicotero. Nicotero is really carrying on George's legacy. And that George was his mentor. Now, whether he feels that way or not, I mean, you got him doing a continuing zombie story, and then you got him remaking Creepshow, which was another George Romero property, which he's done amazing with. The first season of Creepshow is amazing. And like I think that my favorite zombies of all time, like looks wise, are The Walking Dead. Despite how people feel about the show, the makeup of these zombies in the show are the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And that's what's cool about seeing the progression, because not only seeing the progression of people, you're seeing the progression of the walkers as well.
Yeah, think about it. Like the first zombie movie, sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
All they were was just pale makeup and darken the eyes a little.
Yep. And then what happens? Like say I get bit in the hand, right? There's a wound on my hand, and then I eventually turn. I'm still looking the same. I have a bloody hand. That's all. But if I don't get killed, I'm going to continue to decompose. I'm still a dead body. Right. And that's what's kind of cool. And what they were able to do is like some of the zombies are in the environment. Like they have some makeups where mushrooms are growing out of the zombies. They did an episode with snow, and you see them like part of the ice. I mean, that's what's so cool. Again, like I know a lot of people have fell off the show, and maybe I'm one of the few handful of people that continue to watch it and praise the show. But literally just to see like what they do with zombies each episode. It's just so cool, you know, like literally, like, you know, they like if Fear the Walking Dead brought in that's a spin-off for those who watch and don't know, like it's a spin-off of The Walking Dead and follows a whole other group of characters. They had radiated zombies. They had zombies that were infected with radiation. You know, like it's just cool to see it, you know, and like don't like with the zombie movies, you only see the zombies get so far. But in The Walking Dead, you're gonna be able to see it until they're probably just walking bones, you know, like you know.
Right.
So I don't know, man. I like as a zombie fan, like that show, like will always be near to my heart because it's the continuation of everything I love.
I will definitely hand it to that show for the looks of the zombies. They are top notch.
Yeah.
Like the best look I've ever. That's the only reason I think I would watch like the newer ones. I don't care about the people. I just want to see like the zombies die. But I will give credit to that. The zombies look incredible.
Well, what's cool is, just so you guys know, and I'm not telling you to watch the show. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me whether you watch it or not. But when they got to season 9, the second half of season 9 is a 6-year time jump. So you don't have to watch the rest now. You can literally pick up at season 9B,
Okay.
6-year time jump, and get right into the Whisperer arc. And the Whisperers are a group that walk with the dead.
Oh, is that where Hearst comes into
Yes.
the show?
Yep.
Okay.
And that way, you know, that's like just like I tell people that like, well, I want to get back to the show, but like I don't want to have to watch it all. Like, just start with season 9B. You don't need to know anything else. You're all good. Carry on with those characters and watch it from there. You know what I mean? Because then you get this. Because like first off, it's Angela Kang, the new showrunner. She's amazing. She has brought the show back to like horror. You know, she made the zombies more relevant. You know, and how she handled the Whisperer arc has been amazing. I have zero complaints from season 9 as a whole is amazing, but from season 9 and season 10 have been amazing. Have been some of the best television I've seen in a long time. And it's just really cool to see like these guys walk in the middle of herds of the dead. Like one of the things that like they call it like their nuclear weapon, is a horde of like thousands of zombies that they can just unleash when they want, because they basically herd the dead. You know, like you see like a sheepdog.
Well, don't they like worship the zombies? That's like their religion now.
Yeah, essentially they call them the Guardians, which I think is really cool. Like they call them the Guardians, and like to them, it's dishonorable to die by killing the brain. You know, they believe you live on. That's the next journey in life. That's the next progression of the world. Like they see people that live in communities as an insult, because the world wanted you to be dead, and they follow what the world wants. Right? The circle of life. It's like animal law, you know, right? And it's just really cool, like how they go about it. And I thought the governor was the best villain of the show, but then Samantha Morton came in and drop kicked that dude in the face. She has been the greatest villain of that show, and she's put herself as like one of my top 10 favorite villains of all time. That woman, how she portrayed Alpha, has been perfection. I mean, she is brutal as hell.
Right.
You know, like they really showed how dangerous she is. From like they really took it from the comics and brought it to the TV, and it's amazing. Yeah, because like I felt like what they did with. I mean, again, you guys haven't watched, but there's a Age. You might have. Did you watch with the Negan stuff?
No,
Okay.
I only saw like the famous Negan scene.
Yeah.
But like that's really about it.
Well, Negan's my favorite character from the comics to the show. I have him tattooed on me. I love him. But like I'll admit, like those 2 seasons with him, they were 2 of my least favorite seasons. And it's not Jeffrey Dean Morgan's portrayal of Negan has been amazing. I love his portrayal. It's just the way they handled it. Yeah, it's like I guess it's the writing, but it's like the way they drug out the story. It's just like I don't know, like it just a lot of viewers stopped watching. Now I continued on because I wanted to get to the Whisperer arc, which I think is the best arc of the book,
Right.
and so I wanted to see how they handle that, and they've done it with perfection. So like we went from the show kind of taking its almost like a downfall, and it's a shame that people like kind of stepped away because the show's as good as it was from season one, in my opinion, and it's just I don't know, I love it.
I mean, there's got to be a reason that people are still watching it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously not. They said they're not canceling anytime soon. Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, he's getting a trilogy of movies. They actually just announced yesterday. I don't know how true it is, so take with a grain of salt. That Norman Reedus' character of Daryl Dixon might be getting his own movie. So again, take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, but like they're trying to go into the movie realm now. And then they have a second spin-off coming. It's called The World Beyond. It's a limited 2 seasons, which I think is great. Just do 2 seasons of the story and cut it off. And I think that story is supposed to lead into Rick's movies. That's why they're only doing 2 seasons.
Okay.
So they're doing big things. So there's obviously a following. Just only like one of my friends watching as Nico.
Yeah, the rest of us are boring, I guess.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, listen, man. Everybody has their own things. It's all good. It's all good. It's not like you guys bash the show. You know what I mean? It's like it's just not your thing. You fell out of it. Like there's shows I love that I just fell out of it. Like I thought Westworld the first season. Like I didn't finish the first season, but I thought all the episodes I watched were so good. But for whatever reason, I just never finished it.
I have so many shows that are like that. I'll be like 4 episodes away from finishing it, and I just have no will to finish it.
Eric, have you watched The Terror yet on AMC? That's something I feel like you should look into. Now, I didn't finish the first season, but you like history.
Mm-hmm.
Each season's an anthology of different events in history that have ended in a mysterious way.
Okay.
And they kind of fill in the gaps of like how it ended. Like the first season follows these ships that went missing in the Arctic back in like whatever.
Probably the 1840s. That's when they were doing a lot of those expeditions.
Yeah, and both seasons are on Hulu. I don't know if you have it.
I have it.
I would watch it, man. Especially how much you love history. This show would make you happy as hell.
Well, then I got a show for you as well.
Yeah.
It's on. You got cable, right?
I do not have cable.
You do not. Okay.
No,
well,
I only have internet.
You're a smart man for that. I'm the same way. But we have the TNT app.
Okay.
And when we used to have cable, there was a show called The Alienist. It was 1 season, 10 episodes. It's basically like a fictional version of like America's Jack the Ripper.
Really?
Dude, it's a phenomenal show. Like we just discovered it on the TNT app maybe like a week ago, and we got so excited, started watching it again. You would love it.
I'll see if they have the first, because a lot of times like what I do like I said, I don't have cable.
Yeah.
I have all the streaming services, but what I do is like for me to watch The Walking Dead, I buy the whole season on Vudu.
Oh.
And then they air the next day. So like a lot of times they don't have it. Like that show, I'll see if they sell it on Vudu. If it's cheap enough, I'll buy it.
They do. It looks like it says it's like. Let me pull it up. The whole season's $16.
That's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's a show that's definitely up your alley. It's real interesting. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, I gotta keep watching something to get us through this quarantine because it doesn't seem like where we live we're coming out of this anytime soon.
No.
I heard that we're gonna be one of the last states to reopen.
Well, you guys, if they break it up into like different sections of the state, you guys are definitely gonna open before I will.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say up north is where the issues are lying.
I'm 25 minutes from New York City.
How is it near you right now? Is it like chaotic, or is it like where you are still kind of quiet?
Pretty much normal, honestly. Yeah. I mean, just less people out. That's about it. But then again, I don't really leave the house that much. Yeah. So I don't really see too much of a difference.
Yeah, because like where Jen's family is, and I think they're a little bit further up than you are. They were saying it was a little crazy up there, like in the beginning at least.
Yeah, well, things were definitely crazy when it first started, but it's starting to slow down a bit. Like, you can actually buy stuff again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's definitely slowing up. I'll tell you one thing I love about this crisis, though. I hate to say it like that, but gas prices.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, it's kind of cool. No, it's good, but it sucks because I don't drive that much. So, like,
Yeah,
I don't even fill my. I haven't had to fill my tank. So by the time I have to fill it, it's good. The gas prices are going to be like skyrocketed again.
true.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
And then I also feel good for the road workers because they're
Yeah.
actually able to get the job done
Yeah.
finally.
Fix these potholes, man. Our state's like has so many.
Oh, it's so bad.
I mean, listen. I mean, it could be worse. I mean,
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm safe. You guys are safe. We're all in our homes with the people we love.
It could be The Walking Dead right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like at the end of the day, I mean, if my biggest complaint is like, oh, I'm tired of watching TV, I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you're doing
Same.
fine.
Yeah. So I have no complaints, and it's kind of cool. Like that, me and Andrew were able to start this podcast. This is something that we've been talking about forever,